Order, would you please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to the Board of Aldermen meeting for Monday, September 15th, 2025. First order of business is, are there any additions, deletions, or other modifications to the agenda? And I have a couple of requests. One is to move the Police Chief Kilcullen and Fire Chief Lovett joint request for an executive session to the end of the meeting. With the same breath, I've been asked to add a executive session from the Department of Public Works regarding pending litigation, and I would like to add that and move that to the end of the meeting. So can I get a motion for those two things? All righty, motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. There's one other thing that I would like to ask, and that is down under reports from standing committees. Alderwoman Savage, actually, I think this is under unfinished business, excuse me. Alderwoman Savage has his charter and ordinance meeting report. Due to the some of the comments that we heard at the public meeting tonight, and having taken kind of the temperature of several of the aldermen, it seems as though the thought is to move the document back to the Planning Commission for further review. So I'm going to ask that we move that entry up to right after communications for the mayor. So the folks that are here for that don't have to stay for the whole meeting.
Second.
All righty. Motion's been made and seconded to move that. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that has anything to add or subtract from the agenda? Okay, seeing none. All righty. Amendment and approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes. Anyone have any changes they'd like to make? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed. Motion passes. Okay, next up is public comment. Is there any member of the public who would like to make any comments and address the board on an issue that is not on the agenda? Not on the agenda, okay? I saw your hand first, so please. And I'd like to welcome you to the Board of Aldermen meeting. And if I could just ask politely for your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Alexandra Perone. I live on State Street.
Okay, thank you.
I'm here simply because I think that our community and communities across the country have been asking for more transparency. So I'm asking this board to revisit the rules or whatever it is that you guys vote by secret ballot for the mayor's appointees. I would like that to be public. I don't know how to vote if I don't know who's voting for what. So that's my request.
Thank you.
Okay, all righty. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, Alderman Whitcomb?
I would make a referral to committee on that. I'm just trying to think of the right committee for that. Is that board rules?
Charter and ordinance.
Charter
Charter
and
last time.
Yeah, I would make a referral to charter.
Charter.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to refer the issue that you just brought up to our Charter and Ordinance Committee. Anyone have any debate on that? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? Motion passes. So Charter and Ordinance, and they'll notify the public when that meeting will be held. Okay, very good. Well, thank you, Bill. Alderman Gillum. Yes, please.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. And if I could politely, Paul, ask for your name and address for the record.
Absolutely. Name is Paul Welton, and I live here in the city of Rutland. But tonight I'm speaking on behalf of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. I am a trustee of Post 648, and coming up this last Sunday in September, we start our community breakfast. It's more important than ever that we get good response from the community because we're taking care of veterans and we want to continue our work. Our breakfast is from 8 a.m. to 11 about. It is put on by our auxiliary and our regular members. It's all volunteer, and it's good food at a fair price and great service. And we would like to see you come. We also open up our post on Friday nights at 8 from 5 to 8 p.m. We have wings and burger night. You can actually go out and have a drink and a dinner and not need a second mortgage for your house. We're going to have some other specials. A very distinguished member of the Rutland Police Department puts on a chef hat every once in a while and makes a wonderful spaghetti dinner. So we are appreciative of that. So I know some of you folks have been there. I know the mayor pours a mean cup of coffee. So the 28th of September, right, Barb? At some 8 o'clock to 10:30, 11 o'clock at our post. And it's good, clean food and a good, clean environment, and it's friendly. Thank
I
you.
appreciate that, and I will certainly put a plug in for the spaghetti dinner from Matt Prouty, because I've been there several times for that.
And we know it was duly noted.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you very much. Okay, and is Clare here? Clare Coppock from, oh, there you are. Yeah, there you are. I knew you were here somewhere. All righty, so welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Thank you.
And you are on the agenda, but just for the record, name and address for the record, and the floor is yours.
Clare Coppock, and I live here in Rutland City on Ingram Avenue. I am the president of the Board of Trustees at the library, and I'm here just to talk a little bit about the library and what we're doing and what kinds of things are going on. So I thank you for letting me come to this meeting tonight. I want to, again, talk a little bit about all the great things we're doing at the library, and also to talk a little bit about what a 21st century library includes, and it is. So a couple weeks ago, I met with Dave with a couple other people, and I asked him, what is a library? And Dave responded, it's a place for the community to come together, to learn together, and socialize. And I was really pleased with that response because, and actually a little surprised, because frankly, I thought he was going to say, it's a place where you get books and you get DVDs or whatever. And so I said, well, wow, this is really cool, because, you know, that is a place. The library is a place where you get that. But I want to expand a little bit on what a library really does and what we can do. And I handed out to all of you board members a little bit of a summary of the fiscal year 25 in review. So you can look at, you know, a lot of the things that we provide, because we do check out items, which was almost 140,000, but we do so much more. Let me start with the children's programs. We have this amazing children's librarian who has been doing tons and tons of programs. This summer, for her summer reading program, she had 198 kids sign up for it. Just in the month of June to August, she offered 93 programs. That's 31 programs a month. And it's, you know, it's just amazing how many kids she can get to come in here. And now, starting in September, every day, Monday through Friday, there is a children's program offered at the library. Some of them are offered in the evenings or late afternoons so that we can get parents in that are have children, you know, are working parents and they can't get their kids there. It's just amazing. And then we can't forget the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. That brings, you know, gives free books to anyone who signs up for birth until 5 years old. And it's, I can't remember what number we have of registered people, but it's significant. Then we have a new teen librarian, Tiana. She's been getting teens and tweens involved in the library and starting programs and consistently getting kids to come. One of her biggest successes of the Dungeons and Dragons, and it's become so successful that she's had to split the group in half. And so it basically is being offered every week now, which was, started off with just this little, couple of kids showing up. Now it's expanding. She's also expanded and created a really great space for them in the library. It's pretty small, but they do have their own little space. Our librarians are collaborating with a lot of other organizations in the city. They work with Wonder Feet, with Boys and Girls Club, the Mint, the school's Tapestry and Epic programs. All summer long, they had these kids coming in. And again, it's to expose kids to the joys of reading and what a library is about. This summer, we offered our first adult summer reading program, which I think was really, really great. We had 168 adults sign up for that. And almost every program was filled within 24 hours of us posting it. So we are not only helping children in our community, we're also helping the adults. And then we can't forget the work of the Friends of the Library. They offer book sales 2 days a month, every month, and you wouldn't believe how many people come to those book sales. And it's great because the funding that we get from that has helped for us to buy some things in the library, which has been very helpful for us. Any day that you come into the library, you're going to see lots of activity. The library is unique. It's open to everyone. You can go, you don't even have to have a specific purpose to go there, you just can go in. You don't have to spend money when you come to the library, unless of course you want to buy a raffle ticket for our quilt that we're having, that we're raffling off. But people come in to cool off in the summer and to warm up in the winter. It's just a very welcoming place. Our staff is amazing. You can come for Wi-Fi access, computer use, or just to relax and catch up on the local newspaper or your favorite magazine. Lots of opportunities. We have all of that to offer, but a 21st century library can do so much more. Imagine a children's area where the programs can be offered in close proximity to the books, so the kids get the connection between books and this so much really fun that we're having. And they can make all the noise they want when they're in that area, because it would just be great. I just saw the statistic that 54% of the population in the US read, they have literacy skills that are below 6th grade level. So we need to get this to our children, get them interested in reading, but let's make it a place where they can find out all the joys of reading and the wonderful programs we have. Imagine a teen space where young adults can feel comfortable just hanging out or have a place to work on their school projects together, be able to play games, play their Dungeons and Dragons and scream when they're excited without disturbing everyone else. Imagine spaces for computer users to have some privacy so they can hold job interviews, participate in telehealth, maybe hold some Zoom calls, those kinds of things, instead of being totally exposed. Imagine spaces for groups to gather so that they can play board games, so say, hey, let's go down to the library and let's play cards or whatever, and not have to feel like they have to spend money. Imagine a library where the sight lines for the staff and the workers is direct, making it a safer space to work and a safer space for our patrons. Imagine a workspace for the staff that is more convenient to their circulation and help desks so that they are able to just jump out and help their coworkers when it's needed. Imagine a space where patrons can move easily to access all of our offerings. In other words, it needs to be ADA compliant. Imagine a welcoming open space for everyone, so that as soon as you walk in the door, you're welcome. It's always bothered me that now when I walk into the library, immediately I'm met by a post. And I have to decide, am I going this side or this side, before I see the really wonderful faces at the circulation desk. It's just a really, there's just so much we could do. The library is a vital component of a vibrant community. which I know we're all striving to do for Rutland. We want to be part of the discussion going forward. I want to end this with a sincere appreciation and recognition to all of the staff at the Rutland Free Library. They're all amazing. They work under very unique and extenuating circumstances. And I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you about the Rutland Free Library. I'm not sure if I can take questions or not, but I welcome you, any that you may have. But we do hope to come back to speak with the board about other things and things that are going on for us.
So after the meeting I had with Clare and Randall, I asked them if they would be interested, Clare would be interested in coming and addressing the board, just to reemphasize and explain to the community, a lot about what is going on at the library currently, and to let you all know that I'm going to try to be a liaison between this board and the library going forward, at least for as long as I'm here, because they do have some major changes in the works, and we want to be transparent, make sure that the board is aware of that and the community is aware of that. And also, we have budget season coming up, and sometimes during budget season it's just a quick, these are the numbers, and it's boom, 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 and yay or nay, and then that's the end of that. So I think a bigger discussion is appropriate in light of all the things that are happening up there. So appreciate you coming. I don't know if anybody has any quick questions for. We have a packed agenda tonight, so I don't want to take up too much time, but we certainly appreciate you coming.
Thanks. I just wanted to point out that if you look at one of our big numbers on the sheet that we handed out, is we have over 100,000 visits to the library in last fiscal year. And think of that traffic and what that means. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, very good. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Hello there. If I might politely ask
Hello.
your name and address for the record.
My name is Zach Hale, and I'm from Bennington, Vermont.
Okay, Zach?
So I just wanted to come and give an update on a project that this board was actually a big part of on 120 Maple Street down in downtown here. This was a building that had been vacant for, I think, probably 10 years or so. And actually, I can share this around. But we just finished this project, so I wanted to come back and give an update because I couldn't have done it without this board and the RRA and the support of the mayor and many others. So this is what it currently looks like. And we have rented all of these units out as of June. So if you want to just maybe hold it in your left hand, you can go like this and then flip it up. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so I just want special thanks to Barbara too. I don't know if she's here, but yeah, she's a very valuable asset for the city. So I'm sure you know that, pointed out, and thanks also to Cornerstone and to Cedar and to the Bennington or the Rutland Housing Authority for their support. They came here with me early on and were big advocates for the project. But we now have 3 units that are targeted to people facing homelessness, and then 2 market rate units. They will stay that way. We have a minimum of 5 years in the covenants, but we'll keep renting them to people who live there now as long as we can. This was a community development block grant that we received through the RRA, and we're about to close out that grant. So. Yeah, it's a beautiful building and a really valuable asset to the community, and I think it'll hopefully spur some more development downtown. So just wanted to say thank you. I couldn't have done it without the city, and if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them too.
Okay. Anyone inside the rail here that have anything for Zach?
I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you coming back and showing us the difference. That is
I
great.
missed the last meeting, so I definitely wanted to make it up. So
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and Alderman Gillum?
I want to congratulate him to
Oh, thanks.
add to the neighborhood that Sharon and I are from. It's a big deal when a property owner like you come in and do a major investment because it stimulates some other investment to happen. So thank you.
For sure.
very much.
Yeah.
And we got a couple more. Alderwoman Savage.
I just want to thank you too, and your family, the Hale family, and just ask, when's your next project in Rutland?
Exactly, yeah. You're always welcome here.
I got distracted a little bit, but I'll be back.
And Alderman Donahue's got a question or comment.
I'm going to echo the same thing. Zach, thank you for doing a lot of great work in Bennington, and we do want to see you up here as much as possible. Things have gone really well in Bennington for your developments. It's a great track record that you have, and so we're anxious to have you spend a little more quality time this end of the corridor.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity. I'm sad I'm missing out on it at this moment, but I'll be back for sure.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good to see you. Okay, last call. Anyone else outside the rail? Issues not on the agenda. Looks like we're all set, so we shall move along. And it's time for communications from the mayor.
Wonderful, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Zach, for coming in and giving an update. I talked to Zach last week after they closed out, the RA closed out the grant. And, we had a discussion about the success of the project. Sean and I happened to take a drive by, and it is, as Billy said, it's a value add to the neighborhood, and that's nice to see when that kind of work goes in. So more of those projects, please. Also, thanks, Paul, for coming in and letting us know breakfast is starting back up at the VFW. I think that's a great opportunity. If you haven't had the chance to get breakfast, everybody talks about, hey, I wish there was breakfast downtown again like we used to have in the old days. There is breakfast downtown. It's the last Sunday of every month at the VFW in the morning, so it's fantastic. So thank you for that. I placed on your desk President Allaire, along with emailing the rest of the board, the nomination for April Chaffee as Recreation Superintendent. Now, the reason I emailed the board is April couldn't be here tonight. She's actually at the Recreation Conference, the National Conference, and she wanted the board to have a letter from her as well as her resume. She looks forward to speaking with you guys over the next few weeks, and I just want to touch on a couple of things. She was supported unanimously by the selection committee that came to my desk. Her leadership helped guide the rec throughout the summer, and she's looking forward to connecting with you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to April over the next few weeks. And with that, I'd ask the board to table the nomination to the next meeting.
Okay, Alderwoman Davis.
Well, just procedurally, I have no issue with April, but this talks about procedure. So the last procedure was that this board nominated Kim Peters after a 90-day wait from you to become Recreation Superintendent. And that stands. I know that you have had a legal opinion, but because it's a charter, it requires a court intervention to determine whether or not the vote was valid or invalid. So I think at this point, I'm not sure that it's appropriate to put a name before us because Kim Peters is still named by this board. So I'm not comfortable tabling that nomination at this point. I think there needs to be an end with Kim. Either she returns to work or not. So I just want to speak freely about that. My vote to not table the nomination has to do with the fact that I think we currently still live under an active recreation superintendent.
Okay, anyone else ready to make a motion? Alderman Wickham.
President Larry, I'm not going to say anything new. I actually share the same basic concern that Alderwoman Davis raised. I just want to know, what are we supposed to do? Where are we supposed to go from here? In my opinion, April was always the heir apparent to Kim Peters, but I want this resolved. I don't want her, should she be the next recreation superintendent, to start under uncertain or contested terms.
I agree.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, I'm seeing nothing. Apparently, we're not ready to act on your request
Very good. So 2 points, just 2 quick notes. One, the charter does say that on mayoral appointments that the board shall vote at the next regular meeting. It doesn't really give an option for this scenario. So whether you table it or not, you do have to take a vote at the next regular meeting. The second piece is, whether, and obviously there's a disagreement on the validity of that vote. I have 2 legal opinions actually that say that the vote was invalid and we didn't follow the proper procedures. So I am proceeding with my appointment, and I'll be requesting that the board vote on that appointment at the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Very good.
Anything else?
Next, today at our department head meeting, we discussed the capital improvement plan again. If you remember last year, we completed the capital improvement plan for the city. We've had some items, specifically the chiller at the Giorgetti Park for the rink. It was one of the first things that we've gotten done. We still have bond funds that we can use for additional items, and this is our opportunity as we approach budget time as well to add and remove things from the capital improvement plan. We'll be able to do that every year. So like I said, I had that discussion with our department heads today, and with that, I'd like the board to refer to the general committee the discussion of the capital improvement plan.
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to refer the aforementioned issue. Any debate, any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, motion passes. Okay?
I wanted, Ed asked me to mention that there are city-owned properties listed both on the city website and downstairs. You can take a look at them for sale. We have 4 properties right now. Ed, what are those addresses?
49 and 52 Pine Street, 113 Library Ave, and 301 West Street.
Okay, so those are available for sale. We would ask you to visit the city website, check out the process. We would like those to be owned by people who want to invest in our city and take those properties and do something with them. So that would be fantastic. What's that? October 17th is the final date to submit? Okay, great. October 17th. Thank you, Sean. October 17th is the final date to submit that. Another quick comment. The ERAF rate, which is a rate that we get where the state will pay for a percentage of our disaster recovery money, as well as our eligibility for funds like flood hazard mitigation, funds and whatnot, is now been approved, and it is up to 12.5%. That's 7.5% higher than it was. I just wanted to thank Ed for putting in the work to get that lined up and make sure that we're getting the full credit. DPW had done some work for road and bridge standards, and Ed put the pieces of the puzzle together, so now we get better funding from the state when we do have a disaster. And that included with the work that we did with the local hazard mitigation plan, put us in a great position right now. So just thank you, and thanks to Chief for that too. So thanks to everybody on their work on that. One more thing for me, I happened to get the opportunity to meet one-on-one, well, it was going to be one-on-one, but he brought his staff with Governor Scott this past Thursday in Montpelier, and just talking about what's going to be happening in the next legislative session, what his agendas are, and what we're working on here in Rutland. I need my glasses for this because it's smaller. So we spoke on housing, homelessness, public safety, the future development of Rutland City, and our upcoming TIF vote. We had really good conversations on those items and how they align with what's going on in Montpelier. We discussed what's to come in the next legislative session and what support we will need from the state over the next year. That's a big thing. As we look at the last, say, 8 or 9 years of legislative work, there's been a lot of delegation to municipalities of responsibility, but not necessarily funding that comes with it, or the resource support that we need. So we spent a lot of time talking about how we get those additional resources, and the fact that his staff did come to the meeting and we had those conversations was fantastic. And we've already set up a couple of follow-up meetings with the Department of Labor and Agency of Human Services. So I think as we enter into the winter season, and as we're talking specifically about some of the challenges, it's going to be good to have that state level support. I did leave the meeting with an understanding of mutual support, actually, because the executive branch really does recognize the struggles that we go through down here in Rutland and does want to support. And if you look, as you know, Rutland is the kind of the epicenter of southern Vermont. Both the legislature and the executive branch really do look to Rutland for our success, and they want to support us as much as they can, which is fantastic. So as we work to approach the challenges and opportunities together, I'll keep you guys updated as those conversations move forward. Any questions on that?
Great.
Awesome.
Anyone for the mayor?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alderman Clifford.
Mayor, I'd like to just address the email you sent about JCI.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to, first of all, I want to ask if everyone received that.
Yeah.
regarding that.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do, because I have questions regarding this, and probably have more questions as we go on. And instead of taking that time up tonight, I'd like to move that, to move this to the committee of the whole, so we can discuss it at another time instead of tonight.
Second.
Okay, so a motion's been made to refer the aforementioned issue to the committee of the whole. Would you request that the maker of that email, that information, be at the committee of the whole meeting?
Yes, yes, but I think it's due to whenever, yeah, Mayor, and to have the members of JCI be there, if you could let us know or whatever is a good time. You said some mid-October maybe?
Yeah. Yes, in October. It's just a staffing issue with them right now. So what I'll do is I'll put you in touch with them to schedule since you run the committee. That'll work.
Okay,
Great.
okay, good. Yeah, go ahead.
Could we just make sure we have the most current work orders, et cetera, so we know if anything has changed?
Yeah, I think.
And costs spent to date and estimated cost to complete,
Yep.
please?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll be in touch with the mayor on that. We'll get it scheduled. So motion is to refer to the committee of the whole. It's been seconded. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Okay, yes, Alderman Donahue.
Just one quick question for the mayor.
Well, of course.
I'm just seeing my email here, and it's 7:21. Was this delayed in coming to me, or?
I just got it as well.
So the
Meeting started at 7, you're sending that out at 7:21?
I have no idea how the timing worked on. What do you? What was
Mine
what
is
was the question?
7:23, the email.
Tom?
Well, I've got an email from you regarding the superintendent.
And
Yes.
mine came at 1:32 PM, so that might be an issue on your device, Alderman Donahue.
Yeah.
Personal error.
So
Today at 7:21.
sorry, there's two different emails. Sorry, I didn't know which email you were talking about.
That
I
was
sent
you
the
want.
email for JCI earlier today. I sent the email this evening right before I was able to get up and speak because I was listening to everybody else. Thank
So it
you.
wasn't 1:30, it was 7:20.
No, 7:20. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it early. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, all righty, very good, thank you. Okay, moving on, we moved up the issue from the report from Alderwoman Savage at her Charter and Ordinance Committee meeting. Again, in light of some of the questions and concerns that were raised at the public hearing tonight, the suggestion was made that we could possibly move the whole issue of the zoning land use regulations back to the Planning Commission, if that's the board's pleasure. So I'd like to take that issue up right now. So if somebody,
Second.
all right, so the motion's been made and seconded to refer that issue back to the Planning Commission. Any debate? Seeing none. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed?
No.
Motion passes. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. You're all set. Yeah.
That was quick.
Okay, so we will get back to the regular agenda. Special events permit. First one up is the Rutland Running Scared 5K, Saturday, October 25th, 2025, from 9 to 10:30. You'll find it on pages 1 through 3 of your agenda. And looks like we have Colleen to help us out with this one, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. So this will be our second year doing the Running Scared on the Creek Path. So we start at Georgetti Athletic Complex. We do a little loop in the neighborhood, and then we run down the Creek Path to River Street, back across through Meadow, over the beautiful bridge that is approaching its year anniversary. And it is a stroller-friendly event, open to both runners and walkers. Costumes are very encouraged as we give out prizes for best costumes. You can come as a group or as a single person for your costume. And then we do first, second, and third prizes for different age divisions. We started changing the route up a few years ago. So in 2023, we had 65 runners. Last year, we almost doubled it to 147. Our goal is 200 this year. And we keep just increasing the incentives to run. So Mitchell's signed on to be our t-shirt sponsor. So every runner gets a t-shirt this year, as long as you sign up by October 12th. They cannot print them overnight. And we also have partnered with Allie McAuliffe. I'm saying her last name wrong, so I apologize. She's the founder and coach of Every Run Coaching. So when you register, you get an email with 3 different plans. So it would be walk your first 5K, run your first 5K, or improve your 5K time. So she's doing that as a trade, so we can kind of boost her programs. And then we are also partnering with Alliance Community Fellowship and Sunset Entertainment. So from 9 to 10:30 a.m., whether you're running or not, you are able to come to the Fall Fun Festival after party. So Alliance Community Fellowship hosts it. Sunset does all the DJing. They also help us MC the race so we can cheer the runners on as they're coming across the finish line. There are games, giveaways, photo booth type things, and that's where we hold our award ceremony for best costume and first, second, and third place. Registration is open now, so it's $20 for ages 12 and up. Children ages 5 to 11 can run for free, but they must be accompanied by an adult, especially 5-year-olds. And then children in strollers are welcomed, but they don't need to register. So we're only registering people on foot or moving on their own.
Okay, all righty.
Move to suspend the rules.
Please. Second. All righty, motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes.
And I'll move for the approval of the special events permit for Running Scared 5K for October 25th, 2025.
Okay, so there's been a motion made and seconded to approve the aforementioned Running Scared 5K. Anyone with any questions for our guests tonight? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, motion passes. Okay, next up, the Halloween parade.
Me again.
Yes.
So excited to talk about the Halloween parade. It's hard to believe that it'll be here before we know it. I first want to mention that we do the planning, but it is a collaborative effort with police, fire, and DPW. We can't be safe and close down the streets and operate traffic without them. We currently have 63 entries and an estimated number of 1,371 people who will be in the parade.
Wow.
Based on past years, we anticipate having between 80 and 90 total entries. And just a little bit of history. Last year, we had 82 entries, and the estimated number of people in the parade was 1,461. In 2023, we had 68 entries with an estimated number of 1,316 people in the parade. And in 2022, we had 76 entries with about 1,200 people in it. So it's steadily growing. I mean, last year we did almost run out of road to put things in. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. I'm just not sure where we're going to put the people. So the road closures are the same. And it's super important that if you see the road closures, please share it. We always have somebody trying to get to Walmart in the middle of parade staging. And it's very unsafe. It is. There's just a lot going on. So we want to make sure that the cars go the way they're supposed to and the parade entries go the way that they're supposed to. All parade entries have to be decorated in the Halloween spirit. And we do ask that people consider the broad age range that enjoy the parade. So yes, it's Halloween and scary, but nothing horrifying that will give small children nightmares, or me, honestly.
Or adults.
Yeah. And then there are specific guidelines for any political entries. They are provided during the registration, and they're just to make sure that they align with the event's atmosphere. We are excited to continue for, I believe, our 3rd year, the tradition of having Board of Aldermen and the mayor lead the parade with the department banner. A formal invite will be extended to you all by email, probably later this week. And I believe that's all I have for the parade.
Okay, thank you very much. Alderwoman Taddeo.
Motion to suspend the rules?
Second.
Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. And go ahead.
And motion to approve the special event permit for the Halloween parade on October 25th, 2025, from 6:30 PM till 9:30 PM.
Second.
Okay, so the motion's been made to approve the permit for the Halloween parade. Any questions for Colleen tonight? Looks like we're going to have a week-long celebration of Halloween. All right, that's great. All righty, seeing nothing further, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank
You're welcome. Okay, moving along, reports and letters from department.
We got another special
Oh,
event, another
oh, Halloween on Center Street. Shame on me. Another Halloween on Center Street. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hi, my name is Hal Ascente. I'm the Executive Director of the Downtown Rutland Partnership.
Well, welcome, Hal.
Thank you so much. As you heard from Colleen, the Rutland Halloween Parade will be coming to our city, and with the road closures, Center Street, we have a really great opportunity as Center Street will be closed for the parade to have events on Center Street. So our request is for when they shut down the streets, that on Center Street we'll kind of open it up to kind of have a really fun atmosphere for children and community members to kind of experience some activities before the parade. So think one of the things I outlined was a monster petting zoo, which is a fun idea where there are costumes or people. You might see a Yeti, you might see a Sasquatch, you might see some fun people in costumes on Center Street. We'll also be reaching out to the downtown businesses. They're really excited to do something before the parade and have that opportunity to, so many people are coming downtown to be able to have some Halloween offerings. And then after the parade, Come Alive Outside and the Paramount are excited to partner together to host a Center Street silent disco. And this is where people kind of put in headphones and they listen to music, and they'll be able to dance in the street after the Halloween parade. So my application is kind of like part, supplementary to what Colleen said.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have some activities before the parade and after the parade downtown. So thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. So,
Motion to suspend the rules? Second.
all righty, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. Go right ahead, Alderman Thomas.
And motion to approve the special event permit for Halloween on Center Street on October 25th, 2025, from 5 PM till 11 PM.
Second.
Okay, so the event is from 5 to 11, before, during, and after the parade. Okay, very good. Any questions for Hal? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Okay, now we can move on to reports and letters from department heads and officials. And Barbara, you're up first. Please. Welcome.
Thank you, and I'm
Welcome.
not here to talk about Halloween, which is kind of crazy. So, on Tuesday, August 26th, the RRA Board met to review the Business Incentive Assistance Program application for Bin Force 1, located at 27 Center Street in downtown Rutland. The applicant, Connor Balestra, is requesting a $5,000 BIAP grant to assist in marketing efforts for this new eco-friendly service. The application meets the criteria with well over $25,000 of new financial investment. And on September 9th, the RRA Board moved to recommend to the Aldermen approval of the $5,000 grant to Bin Force 1 LLC. A copy of the application was provided in your packet, and Connor is here this evening to answer any questions.
Okay. Hi, Connor.
How you guys
Welcome.
doing? Thank you guys. Thanks for having me. And Barbara, thank you for helping me out. It's been an easy process, thanks to her. So, I'm happy to talk about the business for those that don't know about it, but if you want to start with questions or if you want me to talk about it.
Okay, let's get a motion on the floor and then we'll get to the questions. Alderman Talbot?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules and take this matter up tonight.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the $5,000 BIAP grant to Bin Force 1 LLC.
Second.
Okay, so the motion's been made and seconded, and we will see if we have any debate or questions. Alderman Wickham.
Question, I'm so fascinated by this business. Like, how'd you come up with it? Like, what's the market for this? This is really
Yeah,
neat.
great question. So long story short, I decided to quit my job in December after 8 years of traveling in the high-end car industry. It was great. I had a lot of fun, but I didn't see my total reach. I didn't feel like I was going to get far in the company I was working for, so I decided I'm going to go out on my own. Truthfully, I was going to go to flight school. It didn't work out in my favor right then and there, so I came across trash bin cleaning somewhere else across the country. Didn't really think much about it. A couple days later, I saw another video of another company doing it in Texas. Then it caught my interest, realizing Vermont doesn't offer this. It's a service that a lot of people don't even realize exists. It started in the UK about 30, 40 years ago, but it's a growing market across the US, and Vermont just happened to be one of those states without it. So I saw a niche market opportunity, so I did a lot of research, spent that money. I actually renovated a lot on my downtown apartment, upwards of $25,000 to $40,000 on that, but the total investment on the trailer was upwards of $200,000. So I put everything I had into it. I saw an opportunity, and I'm just trying to get the word out. Again, it's a service people don't realize exists, so the money for this BIAP program is just going to go towards marketing, trying to get that service out there so people can see it. I do offer a lot more services on the trailer, so I do soft washing, power washing, surface cleaning to kind of fill the gap as I try to build the trash bin. There has been discussions with Casellas. They love the idea. We're trying to work out a contract with them, but I've been doing a lot of downtown restaurants. Again, just trying to get the word out. So it's all eco-friendly, no chemicals being used. It's all hot water, steam. I do have a 17-stage filtration system on board the trailer, so all that wastewater is being recycled through on the trailer, and I'm reusing it. So no wastewater is being left behind on site.
Wow, very impressive. All right. Yes, Alderwoman McClure.
Not much of a question, but a statement. Thank you for coming back to Rutland, Connor. For anyone who might not know, Connor and I went to high school together, so it's really cool to see other young people choosing to come home and do cool things. So
I got to thank my mom. My mom does a lot for downtown. She owns a lot of rental properties, has 7 storefronts on Center Street. So if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here, but I'm happy to be back, for sure.
Very cool. Yes, Alderman Donahue.
Just point out that this is for the marketing, that the business is ready to go. This grant would go towards the marketing of that business. And then secondly, one of the things that I like you to do, could be doing, is removing graffiti as well as a service. So that's a pretty great.
Did you see that I do that? Yes. Yep. So I don't know if you guys know much about it, but the mall project is going to be going on here soon. They have reached out to me about doing a lot of graffiti work up there. I've talked to Mayor Mike about doing some potential graffiti work down here in the parking garage. So again, anything exterior wise, my trailer probably has something to do it. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm just, again, trying to grow the business and do what I can to help the community. Nobody wants a stinky trash bin, so fighting grime one bin at a time.
Absolutely. All right, anyone else? Seeing none. Oh, yeah, Alderman Gillum.
Question, because I'm not familiar with the project here. You actually come into the home and actually clean the totes?
Correct, yep. So I show up right to your curb, right to your house, and think of a trash truck. Instead of a truck picking up and dumping garbage, my trailer will pick up your trash can and it puts it into a whole sanitization. It picks it up with claws and it literally cleans it. I have 2 narrow heads that go inside the bin, and it squirts at 200 degrees at 2,600 PSI. And it comes down steaming and smelling like lavender.
Pretty impressive.
So, I do. It's a subscription. You do either you can have one cleaning once a month, you can have a cleaning every other month, or you can do a one-time cleaning. Depending on your choice is determined on the price. But it's very affordable. Again, people stop me as I'm doing one bin. I might do the neighbor's bin. So it's getting there. Everyone is like, man, this thing's amazing. And then I walk around the trailer. So if you guys haven't seen it, look up on Facebook, Bin Force One. There's a couple pictures of the trailer. You can't miss it. It's a rolling billboard. I'm hoping maybe there's been discussions with a local televised, I think it's WCAX, about doing a commercial. And he mentioned about having a costume made of my logo, because it's a big trash bin with muscular arms, and it'd be kind of cool to have him rocking around, maybe for the Halloween parade. So we'll see.
Yeah, very cool. All right, anyone else? Seeing none. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Motion passes. All right, good luck.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next up is Sean Adkins from the RRA, and it's looking for approval of a public information notice for the TIF financing bond that's coming up. So,
yes.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is really just kind of a formality. It is a rather detailed document, but it's just a public information notice. You had a different draft before, but after we went through it with our lawyers, this is kind of the cleaned up, more straightforward version of it. There's not like a whole lot of fluff or anything to this one, so it is a lot of information, so it is going to be posted here at the City Hall and on our websites. I encourage anybody that's curious, as I know a lot of people are, to reach out or go on the website, because there's a lot of information.
Good, good. It's going to be helpful, because the interest is growing, that's for sure, as we're getting closer to the vote. So, yes, Alderman
Just a
Davis.
question, because the question's been asked of me, because if there's questions asked that any of us may not be able to answer, who is the point person that we send them to?
Oh, you can send them to me.
Thank you.
Okay, and I think you're looking for approval from this board, so why don't we get a motion to suspend the rules?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. And,
And I'll make a motion to approve the public information notice for TIF financing.
Second.
okay, so the motion's been made to approve the request. Any questions, any debate on that? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Thank you very much, appreciate it, thank you. Okay, next up is Assistant Engineer Ted Gillen, Meadow Street Combined Sewer Separation SWRF Step 3 Loan Application, and that is a mouthful.
Yes. So this is a construction loan application through the Clean Water State Revolving Fund for the Meadow Street Combined Sewer Separation Project. Plans are complete. They're ready to be bid. This is the natural progression. The next step is to submit an application. Just keep in mind, the amount that's listed in the application is the full breadth of the project estimated, because we haven't bid it yet. So resident engineering, expected construction costs. However, we do have grants to support this. We had a big V-Trans grant in the realm of $800,000. We also have some CSO grants that we're keeping on the back burner here just in case we go over budget. So tonight I'm just looking to pass the application around, circulate it for signatures, and authorize Robert and I to be the city's representatives.
Okay, so let's make a motion to suspend the rules, take the issue up tonight, if I could.
So moved.
All right,
Second.
Second, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. And
I will move to circulate for signature the Clean Water State Revolving Fund Step 3 loan applications for the Meadow Street Combined Sewer Separation Project. And I will move to authorize the Public Works Commissioner, Robert Protovansky, and Assistant City Engineer Ted Gillen as the authorized representatives for Rutland City for the Meadow Street Combined Sewer Separation Project.
okay, and do we need that circulated also?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah, she
Circulate
she
that
moved,
for
yeah.
signature as well.
Okay, great, that's part of the motion. All righty, motion's been made and seconded. Any debate on that? Seeing none. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. So next up, I see Chief Kilcullen, a request for referral to Charter and Ordinance to discuss changes to Title 23, Police Department and Public Safety, Chapter 1 of the Police Department. And I said Police Department twice, I think, so. Well, welcome, Chief.
Thank you. So yeah, as the agenda indicates, this is a request to refer to Charter and Ordinance for purposes of discussion of changes to that chapter that's referenced, specifically Section 401. Section 401 requires that when we hire a police officer, they be not more than 45 years of age and be at least 5 feet 8 inches tall. So we'd like to refer that to Charter and Ordinance for some changes to that, and so we're in compliance.
So moved.
Second.
The motion has been made to refer, and it's been seconded. Any questions, any debate on that?
Do you have any recommendations, Chief?
I think we'll defer on that one. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Okay, thank you very much. And moving along, Treasurer Markowski, looks like you are up next with the financial reports for the city and the RRA for the period ending August 31st. We all have been sent some information. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you. So what I have tonight are the reports for August, and I apologize you got them late. But what I want to say is someone here brought up transparency, and this is all about transparency when I'm here giving you these reports. It's so important. Maybe I'm going to give them to you if I can't make the meeting, but it's really important that you see this information monthly. When you're reviewing the reports, then if I have them together, that means that we've gone through and we've reconciled all of the checking accounts. We've done all of those things, general ledger accounts, all of those things to close the books, and we're current on things. So it's really important, updating information for you. So sometimes I can't get it out as quickly as I'd like to. We're the 15th of the month, so we have 2 weeks to kind of pull it all together. It's quite a lot. So, but this is all about financial transparency, this reporting level. And sometimes I ask to refer to committee because we should be talking about a little bit more detail in the financials. There's a lot of information here. So I do want to highlight some things tonight. Included in the packet, I do some summary reports. And I want to start with JCI because it came up early in the meeting. I didn't see the email from the mayor's office, but Alderman Clifford had asked for those requisitions that we paid. So I do have those and I will get them out to you. I think when in the original agreement with JCI, the initial installment due was 25% or 30% of the project upon signing, 10 days after signing. So that was a significant amount that, a disbursement that was made, and I think there have been 3 others since then. But I'll give you those, get those out to you so you can see the details of what's been requisitioned, what work is being done. So I think that's important. And I think I reported last time, but you will see, I'm going to go to some of the summary pages that I have. And I think I actually put a page number on things for this time. It's an awful lot to have the numbers on there, but in the list of cash accounts for the city, so this is the list of all of the accounts that we have. We have a statement for every single thing in the cash report of where it is. So you do see, I think it's Fund 305. And that's where you'll see when you're looking at the reports that I give you, Fund 305 has the JCI cash account, and the activity is being posted there. So you'll see that. So at the end of August, there was 2.15 million remaining that hadn't been dispersed on that project. And I think, and I apologize if I'm not quite correct on this one, because we started at a much larger number, and I think we settled on a $3.7 million project for JCI, so we've spent quite a bit of that, down to 2.1, and I believe there's another one pending request that they have. So what they do is they will send the request through. It requires that the mayor's office reviews and signs off before we approve that request. So. And it comes out of the escrow account. So that's how that one is working. And that is where you'll see that project going forward. So I'm going to start on the cash page. And what you should be looking for here is we present what was there the month before and the month after. So just kind of when you see this report, you might notice immediately that in July we had $1.2 million in our pooled cash account. In August we have 5.7. So that's reflecting that we've gone through collections. We're right, 8/31, that was the due date for the tax collection. So you would expect to see the cash higher then. But just looking for trends, and if you have questions as you go through significant changes, please call me. If you have questions, just
it's good for me, when you ask questions, it's good for me to be looking, what kind of information are you looking for and what do you want? So everything on this page has a supporting bank statement that is reconciled to the general ledger account. And then any reconciling items we work through, the assistant treasurer and I, throughout the month before we get the report to you. So I did want to go over that report. The only thing that is not on here, well, I have to correct myself. I didn't have a current balance at 8/31, so it was 2.15 at July 31st. I noticed that we hadn't had it updated, but I will get that to you of what's in there and what I get there. And we also, in August, received the proceeds from borrowing. So we received from the bond bank $5.2 million, 2.5 to the water fund for the water mains, $1 million to the sidewalk fund for the sidewalk bond, and 1.75 into the buildings fund for the Giorgetti project. So I'm not sure, the assistant treasurer was out for a week, so we kind of pulled it together quickly, so I'm not sure that's in there, but I did want to point out that we did have that in August. So these will be updated for September and everything will be on there. So that was something new here. So I'm going to skip to the next. I also took time just to compare, like, okay, in our general fund accounts this year we have 8.3 million. Last year, same reporting period, 10.4. So what's the difference there? It was we were holding a large balance in that ARPA. We hadn't spent a lot of those ARPA dollars, so that was about $2 million. So it's really good to look back and see what the trends are and the changes. So any questions on cash? Okay.
Anyone?
The next report that I want to outline a little bit, and Alderman Copley was in my office with questions on the delinquent tax report, so I thought let's go over that. So when I gave you the reports for June, when you were looking at prior year delinquencies, they were really low. They were about 800, 700. Then when you go to July, you're like, oh my gosh, what happened here? All of a sudden, the FY25 taxes are delinquent. So we went really big change from June to July, where we had maybe 700, and now we have 1.3 million, okay? So you'll see that as we close the year, close the book. So we work really hard on this, trying to get this number down, and it's defeating sometimes when we close the books there, and it's like, wow, all that work. But so what it says to you is at the end of June, there were still $650,000 in unpaid taxes for FY25. So now those get added to our delinquency, and another collection item. So I did take time to compare 8/31. So right now, prior year delinquencies, 1.3 million, and last year it was 1.14. So the balance in delinquencies is up about 165,000, same period reporting. So we're seeing more delinquencies. There were a few, and Linda in my office had reported out to me, we have several properties that are recorded as delinquent. They're currently on the market, and we're expecting some sale. So Linda in the office is doing a great job just monitoring, keeping in touch with customers so we know, hey, you're delinquent, what's the plan? So several large ones that are up for sale, so we should see this number coming down. So, and also working more and more on payment agreements. So water and sewer on this one, you'll see that with the shutoffs, we've made such gains with water and sewer. I went back like several years ago, same period, say 8/31/22, we had water and sewer delinquencies over 90 days of 423,000, and 8/31/25 we have delinquencies of 190,000. So That has really been impactful. Not easy, a lot of payment agreements. We really work through that. I know with the Department of Public Works in my office, we will start off with a round of 25 accounts that are slated for water shut off. We may shut off 4 of those because they haven't made a payment or defaulted on, but we do try to work with everyone on that. So both departments working together. So that one I wanted to highlight for you. And then the pooled cash report, we go over this quite a bit. So the city operates we have one general operating account. We pool the cash between the general fund and water, sewer, parking, and transit. So all one cash account. So it ends up at the end of the day, one account may not have a lot of cash, so there's a balance due to the city, due to the general fund, or due from the general fund to the proprietary fund. So this spreadsheet that you have, this is outlining, and you can see where when you're looking at this, customer receipts may not always be enough to cover the expenses. So at the end of August, we have balances due to the city in all 4 of those funds. So that's something I'd like you to watch for. Are they up? Are they down? Where, we should see these going down. You'll notice like the parking fund is quite a bit, 54,000 now. That was over 125, 130 last year at this same time. Transit center is even down a little bit from the last reporting period. The water sewer fund, high balances, but often we have projects where we're waiting for reimbursement. We've spent the money, we don't have the cash. So this is just like a snapshot in time. Right now, this is what it is. It doesn't take into account those things that we're waiting on, receivables. So, but that's that report. And then general fund, really breaking that down in August, really not much to report. We're only 2 months into the fiscal year. So looking at revenues, you're not going to really get a lot from this, but just monitoring that every month. What are those numbers looking like? Hey, Mary, why is this lower than what we budgeted? What's going on there? Please ask if you see anything. I do like to note recreation always records really high revenue right now, so it's wonderful, but a lot of that is revenue that was collected last year that is recorded this year. So we had over 200,000, I think, revenue from last year that we rolled into this year. Expenses, I like to really touch on these more at the quarter end, when it's a little bit more meaningful, where city operations isn't equal monthly expenses, right? So it's easier to look at it quarterly and make how is the department doing? Are they over, are they under budget? Are they at that 25%, 50%, 75%? And when I'm looking at this, I'm not really seeing anything troubling to report, I'll say, but I just want to go over these summary reports with you. And then I also break down the water fund, sewer fund, parking meter, and transit, and the RRA. The transit fund, I still have a pending. Some of this going through this and preparing it for you is I will see something that's totally out of whack and say, okay, I need to look at this. And the transit fund is one of those where I think we have a pending adjustment. There's also year-end adjustments that will flow through this to come through. So just trying to give you information that is useful, helpful, but if there's something that you're not seeing from my office, please let me know if there's a better way to present. And the last one is the fund balance report. So these are all of those other funds that the city has. Believe it or not, Zamaya still has a balance, right? So it's there. So you're going to see activity on this, what's happening during the year in each one of these accounts. So And remember, Zamias was part of the original funding for the TIF district. So when we talk about the city being reimbursed, Zamias might get a little bit more money back, right? So it's still part of the city funds, so. Just an awful lot of information for you, just trying to summarize a little bit for you. And I'll give you updated information in September, and we'll see if we can't get those delinquencies down a little bit and work that down. Any
Okay.
questions on the
Great.
financials?
Alderman Clifford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, Mary, just a procedural question. Going back to JCI.
Sure.
Who approves change orders?
Change orders would go through the mayor's office, correct?
Yeah, I think we bring them to Board of Finance. There's only one change order. This is Board of Finance.
Okay, yeah, because
So there's only been one change order so far, and it was through Board of Finance, and it was for the stairs at the police department for the access to the roof.
Okay. Okay, all right. If I've got other questions, I'll save them for the committee, but I've got questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And if there, I'll share the information on JCI that I have. I actually wasn't at that Board of Finance committee meeting, so I didn't know that we had that change order. So I guess I didn't review the minutes very closely, but
thank you.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but yeah, I know. I'll be happy when we have a meeting with JCI on it and just see where we're at, what the completion date, what we're looking at in that project. So I think that's important to have. So.
Anyone else for Treasurer Markowski? I think we're all set, looks like.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. So the next one has been moved to the end of the meeting. It's an executive session report. So standing committee reports. Alderwoman Savage, do you have anything? There's a Charter and Ordinance Committee meeting August 28th. Is that anything that
Not the one we just
that has to
dismissed.
do with the other one too?
Yep.
Okay, so we're all set there. So we'll go right to select committees. Alderwoman McClure.
Alrighty, give me just one moment here.
Sure.
Everybody should have gotten an emailed version of this earlier this evening. If anyone is having any issues accessing it, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm having some issues with technology lately. All right, and this is the committee report for the Human Resources Committee on the date of September 2nd, 2025. Those present were myself, Alderman Whitcomb, Alderman Copley, Alderman Clifford, Alderman Taddeo, Alderman Davis, Ellen Coyle, Desiree Stone Feliciano, April Chaffee, Tyler Dolan, and Mayor Dungus, and Alderman Talbot, who I realize I may have skipped on here, so my apologies. The meeting was called to order at 5:31 p.m. The committee began discussing the proposed background check policy for the Parks and Recreation Department for Rutland City. HR Director Coyle presented the policy and noted that the committee members, particularly Alderman Whitcomb, had already provided questions and suggestions. HR Director Coyle clarified that the RPD policy is distinct from a more generic one that we also reviewed that applies to other city departments, with the exception of the police department, which manages their own background checks. The committee discussed Section 2 of the RPD policy, which initially referred to contact with children. HR Director Coyle and Interim Director Chaffee suggested changing this to contact with vulnerable individuals to include adults who participate in programming at the Godnick Adult Center and other RPT facilities. The change was proposed to ensure comprehensive protection for all vulnerable populations served by RPD. Motion was made to approve the change of language from children to vulnerable individuals and passed 3-0, and I so move.
Second.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor. It's been seconded. Any debate? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes.
Perfect. Regarding the proposed section on background check waivers, which Alderman Whitcomb had questioned, Director Coyle clarified the term waiver was a misnomer in this context. The policy was intended to address situations where background checks couldn't be performed, particularly for minor volunteers, example 14 to 18-year-olds, who have no criminal record to check. A reference check process was suggested as an alternative for these cases. The committee engaged in a lengthy discussion about the policy's language concerning independent contractors. Concerns were raised about the practical implications of requiring background checks for every contractor, such as plumbers or electricians, especially for one-time or emergency visits. Excuse me. The committee members questioned whether such checks were necessary if contractors were not left unsupervised with vulnerable individuals. Human Resources will revisit the language regarding independent contractors for discussion in a future meeting. In the interim, they will research how other municipalities handle this issue to gather more information and define independent contractor and more clearly in the context of the policy. Then the committee addressed a section outlining regular background checks for current employees and volunteers. The initial language started that all full-time employees and all part-time employees who have contact with vulnerable individuals must be checked every 2 or more years. HR Director Coyle explained that the background checks for positions working with vulnerable populations can be done for free through the Vermont Crime Information Center, otherwise known as the VCIC, while other departments would incur costs. The committee voted to approve background checks every 2 years, and this motion passed 3-0. However, after much discussion among members of the committee and other members of the board in the meeting, this conversation has potentially been tabled until we approach budget conversations in October. I wasn't, listening back to the recording, I wasn't entirely clear on how we left off on that, as we did have a binding vote on the subject, but then we had a conversation afterwards that we weren't ready to proceed with that until budget season in October. So I guess I look to the board president and the city clerk for kind of guidance on how we should proceed here. Should we disregard the motion that was made, that was voted on in committee? How should we proceed here?
Well,
unfortunately, this is the one meeting you weren't there, so.
Right. So if it's the board or the committee's preference to have the issue remain in committee, I wouldn't bring the vote out to the board.
If I may, I think Alderwoman McClure, the issue still is in committee, right?
The issue is still in
It's gonna
committee,
come
but
I
we
would-
voted on it.
Right,
So
I
that's where
understand.
I'm kind of
I would
like-
suggest that we hold the 2-year, because I believe that there was some discussion about what would it cost budgetary-wise if we put everybody through the same 2-year, not just Parks and Recreation, but every employee through that. The mayor felt it was, I think, a nominal fee, but it wasn't quite determined. So I think it's fair to leave it in committee and not vote it
Yeah,
out.
why don't we just hold off on bringing that forward?
That was the conversation I was referencing after the vote, where I wasn't quite sure. So we can go ahead and let that remain in committee. So I look to Alderman Whitcomb and Alderman Clifford, if they're okay with that, since it's only the 3 of us.
Yeah, I think that we're good.
Perfect. The committee voted to approve, so on and so forth. Further discussion of both documents will be had at a later time. The committee adjourned at 7:31 p.m.
Okay, all right, very good. Thank you very much. Any questions for Alderwoman McClure on that? Seeing none, thank you very much. We appreciate it. So we'll move along. Petitions, letters, miscellaneous communications, nothing. Board of Control Commissioners, nothing. Cannabis Commissioners, nothing. Unfinished business, we took care of the first one. Alderwoman Davis and McClure, Public Safety and Human Resources Committee meeting of August 19th.
So if you recall, Alderwoman McClure gave the report. If you recall, we had dollars amount to go with the executive assistant and staff specialist, and there was some discrepancy that the chief felt had occurred. We got the latest numbers from the treasurer, so the motion was, the committee report motion was tabled. So at this time, I'd like to remove from the table.
Okay, motion is to remove from the table and take the issue up tonight. It's been seconded. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes.
And in speaking with the chief, I believe that we now have the correct figures to be able to move those 2 positions.
Go ahead.
Right, so over the last 2 weeks, the police department worked with payroll to come up with that calculation. And I think that, I know the treasurer was copied on that email that I was copied on. And so So I've got those two amounts for each of the positions. The first, for the staff operations position, the agreed upon figure is $16,339.81. And the figure for the executive assistant to the police chief was $8,951.63. And the other thing with the original motion referenced was for this to come out of the fiscal 26 budget, but I believe that treasurer last meeting addressed that, and I think it is, will that be charged to the 25? The question for the treasurer, Mr. President, is will that be charged to the 25 budget?
Yes, because it's an FY25 expense, it will go back. And we should have had this when we set the tax rate.
Right.
We'll have less.
Right.
Okay.
So
Go
I
ahead.
will move the executive assistant retroactive pay to 7/1/2024 to be $16,339.81.
The staff operations, correct?
I'm sorry. You're correct. I have it back. I wrote it backwards.
Yeah, that's okay. The
That's right.
executive assistant is $8,951.63.
That's correct.
Okay.
And also, and for to come from the FY25 fiscal budget. And I so move.
Okay. Motion's made. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, second. Everybody understand the motion? We all good with that? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Okay? I think
Okay.
you got something else?
Was that both?
That's both.
That was both.
Very much.
Yeah, we did both.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did both. Okay. All right. Moving along. Miscellaneous motions, resolutions, new business. Before we get to the final entry here, anyone have anything else? Okay, so we have the executive, what am I trying to say?
We have a resolution.
Yeah, we have the resolution. I see that right in front of me. Yep. Why don't we do that right now? So, Alderman Whitcomb, you're up.
All right, thank you, President Allaire. So I'd like to submit to the board for their consideration a resolution encouraging civil discourse and respectful conduct among elected officials. So whereas the city of Rutland is a community built on mutual respect, collaboration, and a shared commitment to the well-being of all its residents, and whereas vigorous debate and the diversity of perspectives are essential components of healthy and effective democratic process, allowing for the thorough examination of issues and development of sound public policy, and whereas trust of the public in their government is fundamentally linked to perceived integrity and professionalism of its elected officials in the manner in which they conduct themselves in their debate, and whereas the use of demonizing or dehumanizing language to characterize colleagues based on their votes or policy positions erodes the foundation of civil discourse, undermines professional relationships, and hinders the collaborative spirit necessary for effective governance, and whereas the rapid and widespread nature of modern communication platforms, including social media, can amplify rhetoric and cause lasting damage to professional relationships and public confidence when used for personal attacks rather than constructive dialogue. And whereas every elected official has a profound responsibility to serve as a role model for their community, particularly for its younger generations, by demonstrating how to engage in disagreement with integrity, empathy, and a focus on common goals rather than personal attacks. And whereas the appeal to the best qualities within each of us, our capacity for reason, our sense of fairness, our dedication to the common good, strengthens our ability to navigate complex challenges and work together for a better future for Rutland. Now, therefore, it be resolved by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Rutland that the City of Rutland hereby affirms its commitment to the principles of civil discourse, mutual respect, and professional decorum among its elected officials, that all elected officials of the City of Rutland are strongly encouraged to engage in a public and private debate that is honest, respectful, and focused on the merits of the issue at hand, and to conscientiously refrain from using demonizing, dehumanizing, or personal insulting language towards their colleagues, whether at official meetings, public statements, or on digital platforms such as social media, regardless of differing opinions or voting records, and that in this resolution serves as a collective pledge to foster a political culture that values collaboration over conflict, seeks understanding, and appeals to the highest principles of public service, thereby strengthening our city and setting a positive example for all. And I so move this resolution and to circulate for signature by members of the board.
So I think we're going to need a motion to suspend the rules to take the issue up tonight.
I move to suspend the rules.
All right, a motion's been made to suspend the rules and take the issue up tonight. It's been seconded. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. And
Now I move the resolution and to circulate for signature.
Okay, motion is to approve the resolution and circulate for signatures. It's been seconded. Any debate? Alderman Wickham.
I'm not going to debate my own resolution, but I want to share a little background on this. Since I've served on this board, I think something that's always troubled me to a degree is when the debate we have in here spills out and it moves from merit to mudslinging and to really attacking the personal characteristics of each other. Part of that is politics, part of it is an ebb and flow between elections. But I think what has really brought this to the forefront of my mind recently is the conversations I have with people, and in particular, people that are my friends, family, close associates, that honestly just passively follow city politics. They've moved away from asking about the issues to asking about the discourse amongst the board. And they don't cite anyone or anything in particular, just that they see, they feel, they experience the divide, and they worry about our ability to conduct the business of the city, to move forward. They understand we're going to disagree, but they're worried that there's just too much out there in sort of the greater sphere, which is why one of the things I highlighted in this was, our presence on social media. And I'm really just asking all of you as, colleagues, friends, the family I absolutely never wanted, to really just to come together and be the best version of yourself that you can be in your role as an alderman, and to commit to seeing the best version and intentions of each of those around you. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Yes, Alderwoman Taddeo.
Sure. Thanks, Alderman Whitcomb, for creating this and for drawing our attention to these issues. And I just want to remind the board that the Human Resources Committee spent quite a few hours creating a social media guidance document for members. And so I would just say, in tandem with this resolution, that could be useful for people. It sort of highlights what your First Amendment rights are and encourages folks to have separate social media accounts for their public speech and to have those pages be open so that there can be discussion and so that members of the board can be accessible to members of the public. There also is a page in there that sort of suggests good conduct, so things to do and things not to do. So I think it spells it out pretty particularly what to think about before posting. And so I think that just, if you haven't signed it, please sign it. If you haven't reviewed it, please review it. I think it is a helpful document that we spent a lot of time on, and I think spells out the nitty-gritty of what this resolution at a high level is articulating. So, thank you for your work.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Seeing none. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? Motion passes. Okay, very good. Thank you. So, again, I'll ask, is there any miscellaneous motions, resolutions, new business? Seeing none. Okay. We do have...
May I ask the question?
You certainly may.
Are we going to circulate this for signature?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, please.
Yes, I think he did say circulate for signature.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So while we're doing that, we have 2 executive sessions before us. And let's see. If you could just stand down for 2 seconds, I want to make sure I'm doing this right.
One that was asked, yep.
Okay, all righty. So, the first one is the one that was added from the Department of Public Works about pending litigation. So, I'm going to ask for 2 motions. The first one is a motion to find the premature general public knowledge regarding pending litigation to which the city is a party would clearly place the city at a substantial disadvantage because the discussion will divulge the city's strategy. In such pending litigation, it will include a confidential attorney-client communications made for the purpose of providing professional legal services to the city. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All righty. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. And the second motion is to enter into an executive session with the inclusion of the mayor, the treasurer, the DPW commissioner, the city engineer, and Attorney Bloomer to discuss pending litigation as allowed under Title I, Section 313A1E, and Title I, Section 313A1F.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made.
City clerk in there?
Who said city
Yeah,
clerk?
he said the clerk.
I did. Thank you. Well, thank you. And all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Okay, let's stand down for a couple of minutes.